Welcome. 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 Lady Rose Queendom. Gather round, tell a friend. Everybody sing. Oh, welcome to Lady Rose Queendom, where we nurture, cultivate, and awaken your inner queen. Clap your hands, stomp your feet. Welcome to Lady Rose Queendom. Oh, Lady Rose Queendom. Well, Lady Rose Queendom. Lady Rose Queendom. Come on, Lady Rose Queendom. Lady Rose Queendom. Lady Rose. Lady Rose. Lady Rose. Your crown is waiting.
Good evening. Is it evening, afternoon? Is one of the two. Hello and welcome to Lady Rose Queendom. I am Lady Rose, and I am so glad to have you come down here with me this evening or this afternoon. Which one is it? What time is it? It's after 4. It's 4:20 p.m. Central Standard Time, and child, I want to talk about this destiny swapping. Good evening, Olivia. For me, how are you doing on this beautiful Sunday afternoon? It is so pretty outside. So pretty outside. But it is so hot. Beautiful, but hot. Trust me. All of the above. It is beautiful, but it is hot. So I wanted to come down here and just have a little chit chat about some things I found very interesting when it came down to this conversation about destiny swapping. As we know, Porsha mentioned it on the last episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta about destiny swapping. And I sat down and started doing a little bit of just kind of reviewing and checking and looking at some things. And what I found was quite interesting. And I thought I should come down here and share it with the group. So we're going to get into it. Please remember, all things that I talk about today is all alleged. It's all in my opinion, and it's all for entertainment purposes. Please like, please comment, please share, please subscribe. And if you want to know when I go live, please hit the notification bell, child, because we gonna discuss some things today I think that are super interesting. I think that a lot of people have looked over in the process. And remember, welcome to Lady Rose Queendom, where we nurture, cultivate, and we awaken your inner queen or king, either one, honey. Fair use disclaimer: some material used in this video is used under U.S. Copyright Fair Use Section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. Good evening, Symmetry. Good evening, Brown Girls Rocks. Thank you guys for coming in here, y'all. Now we're gonna talk about this destiny swapping. Now we heard Porsha mention that the last episode, she said she wondered, was Shamea destiny swapping? And I think that sometimes people, when we talk about destiny swapping, do we really actually understand what destiny swapping actually is? And you know what? After I sat down and listened to Blue's explanation of what she considered destiny swapping, I really thought it was interesting. So let's talk about destiny swapping before we really get into the things that I have to say. Destiny swapping is not a recognized psychological, scientific, or theological concept. It is a phrase that has become popular in some religious circles, on social media, and in reality TV discussions. Depending on its context, it can mean different things. Spiritual or religious content, people believe that destiny swapping occurs when one person somehow takes another person's blessings, opportunities, spouse, wealth, status, or life plan through spiritual means. The belief is common in some Pentecostal and charismatic teachings, but is not doctrine. Universally accepted across Christianity. Chad, we don't talk about no destiny swapping in church. That is not what we do. Many Christian denominations do not teach that another person can literally swap your God-given destiny. Figuratively or everyday content. People often use it metaphorically to describe someone who seems to be following the same life plans as another person, such as marrying into similar lifestyles, pursuing the same career, and I think this is where we're going with this today, buying a similar house or luxury items, joining the same social circles. Listen, I'm gonna say that one again. Pursuing the same career, pursuing the same career as someone else, buying a similar house or luxury items, joining the same social circles. In this sense, it's more likely saying someone is copying or living a parallel life. Reality TV context. Fans have used destiny swapping to compare Shamea Morton and Porsha Williams, suggesting that Shamea has experienced milestones that resembles Porsha's, such as becoming a full-time housewife, living in a luxury mansion, receiving more attention on the show, having similar social status or opportunities. This is a fan commentary, not evidence that anyone has literally taken another one's destiny. All right. So I just kind of wanted you to kind of get a context of what we mean or what I mean or what I believe Portia meant when she used the word destiny swap. Moving right along. I think I'll start right here. We know that Shamea actually joined Real Housewives of Atlanta as a full-time housewife back in the 2024 season or the filming of the 2024 season. And I've heard people on the internet, everybody got their own opinion about destiny swapping or who had it first or who's doing this and who's living that and who wants to be this. But I will tell you this. Porsha has been on Real Housewives of Atlanta since I believe 2012 was when she actually joined the show. I believe that's when she did. Let me see. I can tell you exactly when if you give me a moment. Porsha joined the show in 2012, just like I said. So when Porsha joined the show in 2012, she joined in as a full-time housewife. During that time of being on the show, she brought in a friend of hers, which was Shamea. Now, Shamea has told us herself that she and Porsha went to school together, were friends, but Porsha was closer to her sister. But when Porsha divorced Cordell, she said she and Porsha became closer because she could relate to Porsha. As we know, Shamea Morton had been married prior to Gerald. Gerald is not her first husband. She was married prior to. Also, the conversation I gave about Shamea saying that Phaedra had been all over in front of her husband, she was actually talking about her first husband, not Gerald. She was not talking about Gerald. She was talking about her first husband. And if my memory serves me correctly, this was before Shamea and Gerald got married. I believe they were engaged, but it was before they got married that Shamea actually mentioned that. So I wanted to clear that up. Second of all, again, I just said that Porsha joined the Housewives in 2012. I want you to understand this. I pulled some records today because I wanted to understand more about how their lives are parallel, how it could look like it's destiny swapping, right? So Simon Guobadia purchased a home in Sandy Springs, Georgia in 2021, right? The home he purchased cost almost $7 million, and he purchased it before he married Porsha Williams. But his purchase was the intent that they were going to get married. They became engaged in May of 2021 and they married in November of 2022. And if you can remember, the marriage took such a long time because they were trying to get the prenup together, which is good on Porsha's part because she actually ended up in the home the marital home once the divorce was final. During the marriage, Simon, again, he purchased the home in 2021. He and Porsha got married in 2022. Okay, let's go up. So Shamea Morton and her husband Gerald Mwanga purchased their Buckhead mansion, which they call Sterling Hall, in 2024. Shamea stated on the Real Housewives of Atlanta that it was a $9 million purchase and that it was the second largest home sale in Georgia that year, referring to the year of 2024. Now, I don't know why Shamea thought that was a flex, because from my understanding, the person that they bought the home from purchased the home for less than $5 million. And that $5 million, he upcharged them another $4 million. I ain't saying he upcharged them a couple of $100,000. He charged them he made $4 million on the sale. And I believe that Shamea wanted that house so badly that they paid it. But when they're upside down on the house, meaning that she owes more on the house than the actual value of the home. So when you start talking in numbers of that magnitude, kind of lets you know that they wanted that house badly, and they were willing to pay whatever the cost was to get into the house. So remember, Porsha, Simon bought the home in 2021. He and Porsha married in 2022. Okay, Shamea joined the cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta as a full-time cast member in 2024. I want you to hear that again. Shamea joined the Real Housewives of Atlanta as a full-time cast member in 2024, which is also the year that they purchased that home for $9 million, which they're upside down on, meaning that the house is not valued what they owe the bank. And I believe Gerald put a significant amount of money down on that home. Simply said right before filming, they purchased that home. Amen. 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 That's you picking up what I put down. But we're still following on the vein of destiny swapping. I want y'all really to listen to what we're talking about when it comes down to destiny swapping. So we have, again, Simon purchased a home 2021 worth $7 million. He and Porsha got engaged in 2021 in May. They actually tied the knot in November 2022, and that's when they bought their mansion in Sandy Springs. Shamea and Gerald Mwanga bought their Buckhead mansions, which they could call Sterling Hall, in 2024 for about $9 million. And Shamea again has bragged that was the biggest sale, the most expensive home sold in Georgia, or second largest home sale purchase price in Georgia for the year 2024. Y'all following along with me? Let's keep going. So we do know that Shamea came on the show as a friend of Porsha's. I really want to go back, and I want you to understand. Porsha Williams joined the Real Housewives of Atlanta as a full-time housewife in season 5. As we know, they are in season 17. So the premiere of Housewives started November 4th of 2012. So that means Porsha actually was probably filming in 2011. But we actually saw it on our television shows in 2012. So we're going to just do a quick recap of Porsha's journey on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Season 5, she debuted as a full-time housewife. She was introduced as the wife of former NFL player Cordell Stewart. 2013, she returned as a full-time housewife, and she was going through a divorce in season 6. Season 7, Porsha was actually demoted to a friend of the housewives. Season 8, she regained her full-time peach and remained a full-time housewife through to season 13. In 2021, Porsha announced her departure after having 10 years with the franchise of Bravo's Housewife franchise. In 2025, Porsha returned. So Porsha really, if you think about it, she only set out, I want to say 3 seasons, or maybe 2 actually seasons that we did not see her. 2025, she returned as a full-time housewife after a 3-season break. So she did sit out 3 whole seasons. So let's talk about Miss Shamea Morton. Like I told you, she came on as a friend of Porsha's. Shamea began working as an in-game host for the Atlanta Hawks in 2013. So Porsha was filming Housewives. Shamea was working with the Hawks as an in-game host. Previously to that, she was a cheerleader for the team. And this is information that Shamea has given, and also from the Hawks as well. She has been with the Hawks as an in-game game host for 12 years as of 2025. Actually, she celebrated I think it was her 12-year whatever with the Hawks, and they did it. She actually sung in the either halftime or something in one of their games. She was an Atlanta Hawk cheerleader dancer in 2013. Like I said, she became an in-game host for the Hawks. In 2022, she joined the Big Tigger Show. The Big Tigger Morning Show. As many of you know, I want you to check that year, 2022. As many of you know, Porsha also was a part of Dish Nation, which is pretty much like a television show. But Porsha actually joined Dish Nation in 2014. Take their fourth. I know a lot of y'all have been saying, I've seen a lot of commentary online saying that Porsha's destiny swapping with Shamea. But baby, Porsha was on This Nation in 2014. Just before the start of season 3, which premiered September 8th of 2014. She joined the panel as a permanent co-host alongside the Ricky Smiley Morning Show crew. Here's how her career lined up. I want y'all to hear this. November the 12th, she joined the Real Housewives of Atlanta as a full-time housewife. Summer of 2014, she joined Dish Nation as a co-host. In 2014, was a friend of the Housewives, and while simultaneously beginning her Dish Nation role. So when she became a friend of the Housewives, I don't know if she was afraid she was about to not have a job with Bravo, but she transitioned quickly over to Dish Nation because I believe Porsha knew at that moment she could never, ever be left with like Cordell left her with nothing and starting from the bottom and having to rebuild. So in 2021, she left Dish Nation after about 8 years being a co-host on their show, right? I want to go back up and talk about Shamea Morton. She became a co-host of the Big Tigger Morning Show in 2022. Porsha had already been doing Dish Nation, and she left Dish Nation in 2021. But y'all want to talk about destiny swapping? Porsha did it first. All right, that's it. And I'm not sure how long Shamea is she still co-hosting over there at the Big Tigger Show? Because we know the Big Tigger done been through his own swanky panky, and I don't know if he even still got a job. Oh, you said Porsha also, the chat room with Giselle and Bravo. I hadn't got there yet, girl. I hadn't got there, but you're right. She did the chat room, which was a podcast with Giselle and Bravo. Was it a podcast? It was like a podcast, I believe. You said I question why Shamea turned down being a full cast member when Porsha left and her bestie Candy was still there. I wonder why too. Brown Girls Rocks, I definitely wonder why. Because Gerald didn't want her to. Exactly. That's part of the reason why he didn't want her to. Y'all, I got some receipts here. I want to show you guys. That's why I have this overlay up, because I want y'all to be able to hear these things without us really like breaking, really committing any copyrights. You said it was a show on Bravo Network. It was, but I also believe it was also a podcast. If my memory serves me correctly, I believe they also marketed to the podcast community, but I will make sure for sure. But yes, she did the chat room with Giselle. That is why her and Giselle are good friends. You said, and now Shamea is on Ricky Smiley's show now. Exactly. But people said that Porsha's the one jealous, and Porsha has been trying to mimic Shamea's life. Right? Let's talk about these BBLs. We've talked about BBL's body. We know that Porsha, let me remove this. Let me see if I can pull up a picture of Miss Porsha. I may have deleted because I went through cleaning up my files. But I'm sure I could find a picture of Porsha really easy. Let's go to Instagram. Is to the Instagram we shall go. Porsha, we know she has a body for days. That's nothing that's unusual or not really known. We know that Porsha has a cold bottle shape. Regardless, she has a fupa, but Porsha is actually a beautiful woman. Actually, super pretty. And again, like I said, has the body. She has the body. So I want to share my screen. I'm gonna have to remove my overlay. Give me 1 second to do all of that, if you don't mind, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let's come down. There we go. So this is Porsha's Instagram, and just if I just show you Porsha's, normally you see this is her from this past week's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Beautiful outfit. Baby got a waist, 23-inch waist. What they say, 20, 32, 22. I don't remember. Oh, what a winning, what a winning whatever. She's a brick house. I remember that. And I have to agree with him. I believe Porsha kind of fits that bill of being a brick house. She went and got her boobs done. We know that for sure. She's told us that. But Porsha's always denied getting a BBL. She has. She's denied getting a BBL. She said she's always had that body yada yada. Here you go with the butler putting the drinks on the bum of her rum. So we know that Porsha has had that body. We know that. Even Porsha pregnant, her bottom got bigger and bigger. Let me see if I can find a picture of her when she was pregnant with the baby. Honey, her bottom got so big. I said, poor Porsha. Because carrying a baby can be one thing, but baby, just look at her thigh to leg ratio. You can tell she probably has always been a thickums. Porsha, and again, I've told y'all I was a Porsha fan. Porsha did kind of upset me when she did what she did to old Simon, but Porsha one got to live with it, not me, not I. But I like Porsha. I think if I had to give someone an award for being that girl who actually did the best, made the most out of an opportunity, I'm going to say it was Porsha. I'm going to say it was Porsha. This is Porsha as a real thin, not as curvaceous, but you see Porsha has always she's always had a body, always been very nicely shaped. We also know Porsha used to be a video vixen. She was on the videos and all the places. So we do know that Porsha has the body, right? We know that. We know that Porsha has the body. We're not gonna pretend like she don't, because she does. But we know that this season, when Shamea came on the show, when she came on the show, Shamea, her body was different from last year. Last year was her first season as a full-time housewife, but this season when she came on the show, she had a noticeable enhancements, and I believe she told the world that she had a mommy makeover. If my memory serves me correctly, said many viewers began speculating about changes to her appearance during the filming of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, particularly after the scenes in Miami. This is for Shamea. It said she publicly confirmed that she has not had a BBL, but she did admit that she's had some cosmetic procedures, but she said it was not a BBL. Then rumors intensified around 2025, again, during the filming of this season with Shamea. Now, when it comes down to Porsha said, no, she's never had a BBL. She's had a mommy makeover, but she didn't do anything to her rump. She didn't do anything to her bottom. In fact, they went on so much that in 2023, while she was on her honeymoon, she and Simon did a whole video laughing, saying, BBL where? And then Simon credited her bum being a part of her genetics. I'm sorry, I think where y'all? Andre Shannon says Shamea and Porsha's friendship ended in BravoCon in New York in 2023. Shamea helped with the Simon debacle. She absolutely did. She definitely did. Shamea said Porsha has always been thick. She knew her in high school. And I looked at some pictures of Porsha in high school, even though she was kind of flat chested. Porsha had a big butt. For a skinny girl, her butt was very pronounced for a skinny girl. That friendship started to deteriorate way before Bravo cut. It definitely did. It definitely did. Let's talk about Rolls Royces. Porsha she came out with a white Rolls Royce, if anybody remember, in 2014 during the season 7 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Porsha was photographed while driving a Rolls Royce Ghost while filming Real Housewives of Atlanta season 7. December of 2014, TMZ reported that she was selling that particular Rolls Royce. The report claimed it had been given to her by a wealthy boyfriend, although Porsha publicly responded by saying she was trading up and did not confirm the report's claims about who bought the car. And in 2022, Porsha's then fiance, Simon Guobadia, gifted her with another Rolls Royce Ghost, as we see the one that she drives now with the orange interior, which she shared on Instagram. And we've seen that. So if we want to say who got the Rolls Royce first, we can say Porsha. Now let's go down to Shamea. Shamea Morton received her Rolls Royce Cullinan in May of 2024 for her 42nd birthday. It was a surprise gift from her husband, Gerald Mwango. Surprise my ass, but that's all allegedly. Anyway, at her all-white birthday party celebration that was held at their Atlanta home. So remember, in 2024, she got a new house and she got a new car, right? They were all gifts from her husband, but she got them. So again, that car the value of that car is around $430,000. And we saw her getting that car around May of 2024. And then in March of 2025, when the episode aired, we actually got to see the gift on the season premiere of season 16. So Porsha actually had a Rolls Royce first. So we talk about destiny swapping. Y'all get in these comments if y'all want to discuss this. We want to talk about destiny swapping. Porsha has not swapped her destiny with Shamea. Shamea and Porsha, I believe their lives are running parallel. So again, it's that, right? So both of them have pursued music. Porsha released a single called Flatline, while Shamea released a single called Never Had. Neither one of their singles have done, I think, any great numbers. I think Porsha's did some decent numbers. I haven't kept up with Shamea's. In fact, I don't even know if I've heard her song. Radio hosting. Again, Porsha co-hosted Dish Nation beginning in 2014. Shamea joined Atlanta's V103, the Big Tigger Morning Show, in 2022. I just want y'all to hear these years. When y'all start with y'all's talking points about destiny swapping and Porsha trying to take Shamea's life, I really want you to understand that their lives are just, I believe, ran parallel to each other. Luxury Rolls Royce is Porsha, publicly associated with a Rolls Royce in 2014, later receiving another one in 2022. Shamea received her Rolls Royce Cullinan from her husband in 2024. Lives still running parallel. 2024 full-time cast. Both eventually held peaches as full-time housewives, although Porsha became a full-time housewife in 2012. For fashion and glam, both of these are known for designer fashions, elaborate glam teams, luxury lifestyles, and are showcased on social media and Real Housewives of Atlanta. We know that Porsha has Pampered by Porsha, which is her sheets. We know she has Go Naked Hair. And Porsha, I believe, has an Amazon store with several things on it that she makes money from. Porsha has her hands in so many entrepreneurial feats. Tonight's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, we're actually going to watch Shamea talk about that bum rum that she was trying to make and how she's invested 6 figures into this bum rum, but it actually goes nowhere. So stay tuned for that tonight. And they both have strong family presence. Both of their mothers are very active in their lives. Both of them have family members that they love, siblings. We know that Porsha has Lauren, but Porsha also has two brothers that we never talk about. She has Hosea the third, and then she has a brother named Benton, and then she has Lauren. These are her biological siblings. And then we see, and it may be because they don't want to be a part of the show, which is perfectly fine. And then we have Shamea with her mother and her sister, who we've seen on the show. We've seen her mom several times. They have a YouTube channel, and they've been down there with her. So I just really want us to understand what destiny swapping means, and that how sometimes I believe we don't be, I don't want to say we believe, because I don't believe it. I think a lot of times people's dislike for Porsha has caused them to really underestimate all of the things that she's done. Porsha has gotten out here and done the work on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's taken the butt of the jokes. She's been at the butt of the jokes, but I have seen growth in Porsha since 2012. This is the same girl that, reduced us to 265 days a year. She also thought that the Underground Railroad was a real railroad. But I've also watched her mature into the girl who, when her ex-husband left her with nothing, packed her belongings up and sent them to her mama's house. We watched her create her own lane, right? We literally got to watch Porsha create her own lane on Bravo. We literally watched her carve out her lane. We watched her have her bumps when she had a fight with Kenya, after Kenya was waving that scepter in her face, the whole reunion, and calling her dumb, bitch, and this and that and the other. And Porsha grabbed her and pulled her down. I heard someone saying, "Oh, Porsha's not a fighter. She's just gonna hit you." I don't know if she's a fighter or not, because I'm not an advocate for fighting. But what I do advocate is that you leave people alone. I do advocate that if you push me to that point, and even Shamea knows that Porsha can get you, because when she asked Kelly earlier this season, Kelly said, "I said so and so and so and so," and Shamea said, "You said that to Porsha?" She goes, "No, I didn't say." She know good darn well you didn't say that to Porsha. You know good and darn well you didn't say that to Porsha, because you scared she gonna snatch your wig out. But girl, moving right along. Brown Girls Rock says, and I absolutely hate that people talk about Miss Diane the way they do. I do too. Because if you think about it, you could be mad at me all day, right? Our issue is between us. So how did my mama get in it? And until you can answer that question effectively, I think people need to stop their talking points. There was no reason for Shamea to mention Miss Diane. You've said before you respect her mom, you did, but there's no way you respect her mom and you went and talked about this lady's sexual escapades, what may be and what may not be. But I found this. You said all mothers should be off limits regardless. Live for me, I'm with you. I'm with you, because I think that it becomes a sensitive subject, especially among the Black families. We don't talk about we'll talk about each other's mama, because it's fighting words. Your mama, people be ready to blow. Let's get down. Let's go through here. But I found this season 16, episode number 10. I want you guys, if y'all have a few moments, the episode starts tonight at 7:00. So roughly in about 3 hours and 8 minutes, the episode will be coming on. I will be doing a live watch along on Patreon. I'm not going to do it over here, but I will be doing it on Patreon. You can feel free to come over there and watch it with me. I would really love for you to watch it with me. So if you have an opportunity or a moment, I would love for you to, again, like I said, to come to my Patreon tonight. And we're going to do a live watch along. We're going to talk about it in real time. We're going to discuss what's happening. And let's do what we do. What we do when we talk and have a good time. Okay. But I found this. Let me put my overlay back up. I found this, and I really think it's worth the listen. It's so distasteful and disrespectful. I can't believe the names they called her. Me either. Because one thing I'm not gonna do is get in the mud with you about somebody else's mama. And we have to all remember that we're viewers. Whatever the relationship and the argument that Shamea had with Porsha is between Porsha and Shamea. So why do y'all feel so free to get on the internet and call this lady out her name? I don't understand that. Yes, there's no cost to come join the live, watch along with Patreon. Please come on over. Just sign up. You do not have to pay to watch it with me. We're just going to use that platform to watch it tonight, and then I'll do a review on YouTube later on. So again, season 16. I'm gonna put this at the bottom so we can see it. Come on over to Patreon, you guys. It's at Lady Row over there on Patreon. Season 16, episode number 10. I will put the link. Do I have it pulled up? I don't have it pulled up. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. And let's see if we can get the link. I have not set the live, but we're gonna be going live over here on Lady Row's channel. You know what? Be looking for in my post. I'm gonna put the link in there because I'm gonna go ahead and set the live up. I'm gonna put the link in there. So give me about once I end this, give me about 5 or 6 minutes and I'll do that. So again, season 16, which was last season, episode number 10. I found this, you guys, and I thought it was worth sharing. I want you guys to listen. I'm going to be breaking it up. It's a bunch of little small clips. Remember, we want to make sure that we don't do any copyright infringements, which these people over there on Bravo, they don't be playing. So I'm going to put my little clicker down here and let's go.
That's not true. If anybody has ever vouched for her, it's been me. And I showed her the list.
Let me do a little backtrack. This is actually Angela and Porsha. If you remember, they were in the backyard. I don't know if they were playing tennis or pickleball at Angela's house. Porsha had went over, and this was when Porsha apologized for the comment about she would sleep with Charles Oakley. So a lot of times people are complaining and fussing about Porsha and Angela getting over the fact that Porsha said that she would F Charles. But I want you guys to remember, Porsha apologized. And to explain why she said it, even though her explanation was a bunch of swanky panky, she apologized for this, right? It wasn't Angela went and apologized to Porsha. Porsha apologized to Angela. And this is actually the scene in season 16, episode 10, where thank you, living for me. I appreciate that. This is actually the episode where she actually apologizes. So this is them talking, and Angela is saying to Porsha that Shamea was upset and that all of this stuff, she told her everything Shamea had said about her to Angela. Although Shamea swears she never talked about Porsha, she went to Angela and she told Angela all of these things. She told Angela that she felt like Porsha had not been a good friend. She told Angela that she felt like Porsha did not want her on the show. She not only told Angela, she told several other people. But I want you to hear this, and I want you to hear it clearly. Let's go.
That's not true. If anybody has ever vouched for her, it's been me. And
Porsha said, if anybody has ever vouched for her, it has been me. Next, let's listen to the second part.
I showed her the list.
Porsha had made a list and gave it to Bravo of women that she would like to come on the show. And Shamea's name was on the list.
Of the wives that I would think is be a dream cast, and she was clearly on it. Oh, wow. Right? But I let her know, well, your husband doesn't want to film.
So she gave her the list. Shamea's name was on the list, but she said, I told Shamea, but your husband don't want to film. So how are you going to get around that debacle? How are you going to get around that?
So I explained all that to her. And, I don't know at that moment whether she took this group.
So that was one. Let's go to the next clip I got.
With her, she said, I'm afraid.
Afraid?
She did say that there is some uncomfortable issues.
With me?
Yeah. She doesn't want to be looked at as Porsha's lapdog.
So Shamea told Angela she didn't want to be looked at as Porsha's lapdog. She wanted to have her own identity, but she's blaming Porsha because she feels like her identity is wrapped up in I'm a friend of Porsha. Keep listening. I'm going to take this out because I want you to see what Porsha did after this. I think if you remember the episode, I think once I remove this, you're going to remember this episode. Y'all remember that when Porsha hit her face because she's crying? Porsha's going through a divorce, and now her friend is saying, hey, I don't want to be known as her lapdog, but this is my friend, and I love my friend. And I think, I'm going to be honest with you, Shamea need to go seek some therapy because a therapist may be able to help her reclaim her identity that does not include being her identity being wrapped up in Porsha. I'm going to play that one more time so you can hear it.
Afraid.
She did say that there is some uncomfortable issues.
With me?
Yeah. She doesn't want to be looked at as Portia's lapdog. Porsha, sorry. Conversation.
Porsha gets in the car. She's boo-hooing. She said, this is just too much. I've lost my husband. We're getting a divorce. And now I'm about to lose my friend. We're going to rewind some more through this episode. And we are at a sound bath, a bath that Porsha's given, which is a pampered sheets. And I think I didn't really grasp this conversation as well as I should have. So they're at a Pampered by Porsha event. They have a photographer there. Lauren is hosting an opportunity for them to have some meditation therapy. They have a couple of people there, and they're walking through the situation. But remember, the ladies are laying down on these sheets. They all have on these. Let me just add this to the stage so you can see what the episode I'm talking about. Where is it at? Did I not add it? I thought I added it. Let's add it. There we go. So let's go back. So this is the actual episode. If you can remember, all the ladies were laying there and everybody laid down but Shamea. She never laid down. So Kelly ran over to Shamea and she said, what's wrong? And she said, well, she said, only lay down if you feel comfortable, and I don't feel comfortable. Let's take a listen.
Basically, everything that you told Angela went back and told Porsha.
So at this time, Kelly tells her everything that you told Angela, every word. Angela went back and told Porsha, girl. So Porsha know that you've been running around here talking about. She knows it. And you about to catch the wrath of Porsha. But Porsha playing it cool. She ain't really going nowhere. I want you to hear that one more time. Play it again.
Basically, everything that you told Angela went back and told Porsha.
So actually, Kelly gave her a warning. You've been running your mouth so much, and everything that you've been out here talking about, she done ran back and told her, honey. Let's go to the next clip.
Everyone feels.
Let's go.
Feel about each other.
So Kelly decides that she's going to speak up because Lauren has opened the floor for people to get things off their chest, things that they want to talk about. So Kelly decides that she's going to get out here and she's going to open the floor and she's going to start the conversation. So let's listen to what Kelly has to say.
Feel about each other. Everyone feels like Shamea is not able to really truly shine in who she is because you don't allow her to be her best self.
That's projection. That is projection. Everybody feels like, no, Kelly, you and Shamea, and probably just Shamea, feels like that Porsha won't allow Shamea to shine because she's her friend and she's taking up for her. Pretty much is what they're saying. I'm going to play that one more again so you can hear it.
Each other. Everyone feels like Shamea is not able to really truly shine in who she is because you don't allow her to be her best self.
I receive what you're saying.
Now, what is Porsha's job in allowing Shamea to be her best self? Who is stopping Shamea from being her best self? Only Shamea is stopping herself. Let's move right along. Now, we've heard Porsha tell Angela, I showed Shamea the list. And Shamea was on the list of who I thought would make the dream cast with Bravo on this show. All right, let's go.
Come to her wedding, and then every time Shamea brings you something, she puts, a sauce on it. Like, she also went on.
At this moment, Porsha has realized that Shamea not only has been talking about her behind her back, Shamea's been adding some funk to it, because Shamea ran back to Porsha and told her that Drew said she was going to put the baby through college. When all actuality, what Drew said was the royalties from my song that me and Dennis are putting together is going to help PJ go to college. Drew never said she was going to do anything. Well, she did say she could get her some snacks, but she said that the royalties would help PJ go to college. But Shamea, that's not the way she told it to Porsha. So when Angela told Porsha, I don't remember it being said that way because Angela was present, and she explained to Porsha exactly what Drew said. At that moment, I think Porsha realized that Shamea had really been talking way too much and putting a whole lot of stink. Shamea's a liar, but we're going to prove that in just a moment.
To say, I didn't want you on the show.
Yes, I asked you about that, and you showed me your receipts of how you did not say that you only want to be your friend on this show, how you want to be a housewife. Anything.
Okay. Did y'all hear that? Shamea said, but I asked you about that, and you showed me your receipts about how you wanted me to be on this show and not just a friend of. But yet and still on season 16, when we got to the reunion, Shamea went down there and told Andy that Porsha didn't want her on that show. Let me go back so y'all can hear that one more time, and I'm gonna be quiet.
Like, she also went on to say, I didn't want you on the show.
Yes, I asked you about that, and you showed me your receipts of how you did not say that you only want to be your friend on this show, how you want to be a housewife. Anything that these girls can tell you that I said about you, I've said it to you and had a conversation privately.
Get it out, Shamea.
I'm not an angel for sure. I'm not saying that I'm not.
So in all actuality, Shamea just been going around here lying, projecting and lying and projecting and lying, and trying to destiny swap all at the same time. This is my last clip, and I want y'all to hear this one. Then we're gonna get up out of here on this Sunday evening, and we'll see you back at about 6:50 over there on the Patreon.
Privately.
Get it out, Shamea.
I'm not an angel for sure. I'm not saying that I've not said that our relationship has had challenges. But yet, if you come to me with some shit about Porsha, I shut it down. Have I not? You definitely tell us. It's not reciprocated.
How is it not reciprocated? No one has said anything about.
Shamea said that when people come to her with SHIT about Porsha, that she shuts it down. She said, but it's not been reciprocated. And Porsha said, no one has come to me about you. There's no one walking around here start drama about you, Shamea. So there's nothing for me to defend. I want y'all to hear that one more time. Let me go back.
Privately.
Get it out, Shamea.
I'm not an angel for sure. I'm not saying that I've not said that our relationship has had challenges. But yet, if you come to me with some shit about Porsha, I shut it down. Have I not? You definitely tell us. It's not reciprocated.
How is it not reciprocated? No one has said anything about you in this group.
She said, yeah. And yet nobody said nothing about me, but your whole energy's fucked up. Because you decided to and you say also in the same episode that you're constantly defending Porsha, and then you say, but she never asked me to do that. She never asked me to do that. Well, I want y'all to hear that one more time. She never asked me to do this. I'm just out here doing this because I want to, but I'm mad at her because I'm out here putting all this energy into defending her. And she ain't defending me, but ain't nobody talking about me. Why ain't nobody talking about me? Because I'm on the show with her and I want them to be talking about me. Shamea got something up here. She's a couple of bricks short of a rooftop child. I don't know what's going on with her.
If you come to me with some shit about Porsha, I shut it down. Have I not? You definitely tell us. It's not reciprocated.
How is it not reciprocated? No one has said anything about you in this group.
Why did you even think to question that?
This is supposed to be a safe
Conversation.
Child, when I tell you, Ken's big sis says, good day, all. One thing about lying is you got to keep up with the lie you've told. And that's the problem. My mother rest my mama's soul. She said, baby, you watch that when they talk too much. Just like Miss Diane told Porsha, you watch that dog and bring a bone. My mama has always told me that, even from a young girl. Watch that. Mama so-and-so said so. Watch that dog to bring a bone, baby. I can still hear her say that today. Watch that dog to bring a bone. And I was like, what you talking about, mama? One day she said, because if he bring a bone, he gonna take a bone home. Take a bone home. He gonna take that bone right back where he got it from. That's what they do. They bring it here and they get through, after you get through modeling in the mess, they take it on back over there and wash somebody else's face in the mess. And that's what Shamea did. Exactly what Shamea did. Shamea has lied so much on this show. And when we talk about destiny swapping, I'm gonna tell you something. Shamea has no reason to be trying to follow in the steps of Porsha, because you know why? Shamea actually is a housewife. She is everything that Bravo has detailed as what they want in a housewife. Yet this woman is literally trying her very best to keep up with her friend who is single, who doesn't have a husband, who is out here trying to make the moves all by herself. We've watched Porsha, like I said, divorcing from Cordell, going to Dish Nation when she became a friend of the show because of a physical altercation she got into with Kenya Moore. She was afraid she was going to lose her job. Or she would have a job on. So she became a friend of. And as a friend of, they make a lot less than what they make as a full-time housewife. She then became a co-host over at Dish Nation. And co-hosted at Dish Nation. From there, she started Pampered by Porsha, which is her chic collection. We already knew when she came on the scene, she already had Go Naked hair. But for some reason, we want to believe that Porsha has been destiny swapping with Shamea, but Porsha did all of these things first. I want y'all to think sometime before y'all talk. Think before y'all talk. Because some of y'all ain't making good ass sense. I just gonna throw that out there. Y'all not making good ass sense, you're making dumb ass sense. It's not making any sense. Shamea has been running to and fro across those Atlanta streets, running her mouth. I started to pull a clip, but I didn't do it. I should have. Of an opportunity. There was a time when Phaedra, Porsha, and Shamea were in a circle. They were complaining about Todd was complaining that he had not gotten any payment from producing Phaedra's workout video, whatever it was. And Phaedra and Porsha and Shamea are standing outside of a event center, club, something, and they're having a conversation. And Phaedra said, oh yeah, he got paid. He got, I think it was either $30,000 or $3,000 or $6,000. And Porsha says, how do you know that? She said, I wrote the check. Because he was saying that, they thought maybe that the video hadn't sold, but Phaedra was saying she paid him to produce the video. And she said, I wrote the check, and the check cashed. This is what Phaedra said. Don Juan walks up in the middle of their conversation, says he overheard her talking about Todd, and he wanted to put his 2 cents in it, yada, yada, yada. A little confrontation went on with, verbally. They all left. In the next scene, we see Shamea the next day going to Candy's office, sitting down with them, okay? Sitting down with Don Juan, Carmen, and Candy, and telling them all of Phaedra and Porsha's business. Shamea is a friend to no one. To no one. She has defended Porsha, but at what cost? Brown Girls Rock said there are talking points in Shamea's wealth in her elevator and nail salon in her home, LOL. All of which she received after she decided to buy a house to go on the show. I want to get that clearly. Shamea bought this house so that she could show the world her wealth on this show, because she felt like Porsha had a house that she got with Simon. It was a small mansion. Because I'm going to tell you, Shamea, I've seen the house that Shamea and Gerald had prior to them buying the Sterling Hall. They had a very beautiful home. It was worth a couple of million. Very beautiful home. There was no reason for them to go buy a mansion other than to try to show off her wealth. Hey, China Moon, China Moon, welcome. He said Gerald bought that house. Gerald bought that house. Definitely Gerald bought that house. And again, like I said, they're upside down on the home, according to what I have read, because they wanted this house. They wanted this house badly. The gentleman who sold it to them, I believe he's from Switzerland, actually purchased the home for little bit less than $5 million, and then sold it to them for $9 million. Child, you paid an uptick of $4 million just so you could have a house for this show. What would she do if the show doesn't work? Will they downsize to another home, a smaller home? Joe has the money. He makes good money doing whatever he does. But we're not going to say that Porsha's destiny swapping with Shamea anymore. Not over here. We're going to hold it. We're going to hold the line. We're going to hold the toe, as they say. And we're going to hold the truth. Is that, y'all, please welcome China Moon to the group, the Queendom. Please. We're going to hold that line. We're going to hold the toe that Porsha didn't destiny swap with anybody. She was actually the first to do it all. The first to go on Real Housewives, the first to have a Rolls Royce, the first to be on Dish Nation, on television, and on a radio broadcast as a co-host, the first to do this, the first to do that. Shamea came behind her. Shamea, and that's what she said. You have the singing, you have the dancing, because Shamea was over there dancing for the Hawks. Hey, Aisha, the designer. Welcome. Thank you, Living For Me. I appreciate that. But I want y'all to understand that. I do want y'all to understand that. Is that, thank you guys. And I hope you do feel welcome, China Moon. I do want y'all to understand that I don't even know if they were destiny swapping. What I do know is that their lives are running parallel. That's okay, Live For Me. I understand, baby. I know how babies be doing you. Their lives have run parallel. So I don't even know if we want to use the word destiny swapping, but it does appear that Shamea's tried to do everything her friend has done. And she's angered with her friend, I believe, because she came on this show and she wanted to be, remember, she's everybody's best friend. Her first episode of last season as a full-time housewife, she said she's the common denominator among everybody in this friend group, but she's been a flop. She's been out here fighting for her life as though she was going underwater every 5 minutes, literally. And that's not what we want to see on TV. I don't. Again, she bought the house in 2024 because, of course, I got him upstage Porsha and let them know I'm the real housewife. I got this Rolls Royce Cullinan because I got to let Porsha know, hey, my man got money. And you ain't got no money. Your man stuck in Nigeria. Right? So again, who's really destiny swapping? That was the title of my live today. And I hope you guys can join me on Patreon. I'm gonna meet over there about 6:50, 6:55. We're gonna get a little talking out of the way and before the show comes on, and we're gonna get on into the show over on Patreon today. Again, if no one told you that they love you, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. And I want y'all to remember that Porsha ain't destiny swapping with nobody. Porsha was here first. She was a full housewife first. I don't care. And when she came on the show, she had a husband. She was married to Cordell Stewart. She definitely was. Meet us on Patreon, 6:50, 6:55, somewhere in there. I will be in. I'm going to set the live up right now when I get off this live. And I want you to remember Nolan Xavier Wells. Keep his name alive. Keep his name alive. All right. Live For Me has put the link to Patreon in there. I'm going to post the link on, and I'm going to put it in my Twitter as well. We're going to do a live watch along. We're going to talk about it today. Trust me. Brown Girls Rock says, yep, because when Shamea said what Shamea said in that band, exactly. Shamea knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. Yes, justice for Nolan. You guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the Queendom. Until next time, keep nurturing, keep cultivating, and keep awakening the queen within. God bless you. We'll see you next time.